So, I was reading the book of Numbers yesterday, and I realized something. I realized I didn't have yours. Hey guys, and welcome back to Jesus Talks with Jess. Today I want to share with you guys a story from the book of Numbers, Numbers chapter 13. And just to give you a little background on this story, it's about the Israelites, and they had come out from the land of Egypt. They had traveled in the wilderness, and they had reached the land of Canaan, the promised land. And so verse 2 of chapter 13 reads this. God is saying this to Moses. He says, "Send men to spy out the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the children of Israel. From each tribe of their fathers you shall send a man, everyone a leader among them." Notice how he says, "I am giving to the children of Israel." Then skip ahead to verse 20. Moses tells them, and he says, "Be of good courage. Go out and spy the land. Be of good courage." Why does he say be of good courage? It's because God has made a promise to give them the land. So basically they go and they search out the land, and they see that it's a good land, but it's very strong and fortified. And so they come back, and this is what happens in verse 32. "And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, 'The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great stature.'" So they're saying that, yeah, the promise that God made was good, but He can't fulfill it. We just can't do it. Verse 33 says, "There we saw the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight." So they saw something with their eyes and then made a conclusion about themselves that wasn't true. They said, "We're like grasshoppers." But that wasn't true. God had promised the land for them, but based on what they saw, they couldn't accept the promise. But there is a hero in the story. So while all of this is happening, Caleb comes and he presents the truth. So, verse 30 it says, "Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, 'Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it.'" So he knew that they could overcome because what God had promised. While the others were putting their faith in what they saw, Caleb put his faith in what he knew God had promised. In fact, it said he quieted the people and then spoke the truth out loud. I think sometimes we need to quiet the voices of the enemy, the voices of negativity around us, and speak the truth of God out loud into our own lives. When doubt comes, we have to be like Caleb and quiet those bad voices, no matter what we see, hear, or what others say. What's interesting about this story is that they all saw the same thing. The Israelites all saw the same thing that Caleb saw. However, the response was different. Caleb was the only one to trust in what God had promised than in what he saw, because he also saw the giants. He also saw the strong city, but his report was different. And in the end, he was blessed, because at the end of the story, the other Israelites weren't able to enter into the promised land, but Caleb was. So what I really want you guys to learn from this and how to apply it from your life is just have hope. Have faith in what God has promised in His Word and the specific promises He has made to you in your own life. Quiet the negative voices of doubt around you that are trying to prevent you from walking into your calling. Don't be like the Israelites who missed out on their reward because they denied and refused to accept what God had given them. Learn from Caleb, who accepted and received the promise. I hope this video encourages you guys, and if you've never heard of the story or read it, I really recommend that you go back and do it because it's really awesome. And it's found in Numbers chapter 13. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more. Don't forget to have a great week, and God bless.